Hi everybody, it's me Janet and I'm here to share this new project with you. I'm so excited about this one. This one is based off of the Twilight saga, Eclipse movie, and I've used the paper doll dress up cartridge to make this, but if you don't have paper doll dress up you can also use the just the everyday paper doll cartridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the steps on what it took for me to make this tag, and then also just to let you know that if you go over to my blog you'll be able to get all the information of all the items that I used and the size to recreate this project. If you have Design Studio, then you'll be able to just once it's on your mat in Design Studio, you'll be able to just select it and then go into your Shape Property dialog box and put the item in, or put the size that I'm going to leave for you into the shape dialog box. For people that don't have the Design Studio, then I'm leaving the page numbers, the items, if it's headwear, and the button numbers for that are on your overlay. So I'll do that at the end. I'm going to show you in the booklets for people without Design Studio, and also I'm going to show just for placing the item and resizing it in Design Studio. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to cut two tags. You're going to paint both of them black, and then once it's dry you're going to take your embossing ink and you're going to put it all over the front of your tag. Once you've done that, then you're going to take your black embossing powder. I use the Midnight embossing powder, and you're going to cover the whole area. And then what you'll do is, in a container or a box so it doesn't go all over the place, you're going to do the flicking technique. And if you go to my Butterfly Kisses 12, she does a Tim Holtz technique called the rusty enamel, and I'll put her link on the bottom of the screen and also the name of the tutorial, or you can go to my favorites, I have it saved there, and watch the video. And the next thing that you're going to do is, once you've flicked it, then you're going to heat set that. Once it's been heat set and it cools off, because it is going to be quite warm, is then you will take pearl paint and silver paint, and with the sponge you're just going to rub it into the crevices of the tag, because the area where the paint or where the embossing powder came off, then it's going to go into those areas, and what it does is it kind of just gives it a really nice, like, glossy background look to it and shiny. And it was the Midnight Black Night look that I was going for. So once you've completed that, you're going to cut out your paper dolls. You're going to do your distressing and use your chalk or whatever you want. With Edward, what I did was I used white embossing powder, or white embossing ink, on his face and his hands, and then used the sparkly embossing powder on his face, and then I heat set it that. And what that did was it gave him the sparkle look on his face and hands. So once you've done all your highlighting and stuff, and then your tag comes in two different parts. And what I did with the tag was I put some vellum on the back of it, but before I put the vellum I used the black embossing powder to give it that shiny look, and painted the flag with just the silver paint again, the glitter silver paint. Once that's done, then what you want to do for your flowers is these flowers, if you go to Mama Tiffy's website, and again I'll leave her link to the tutorial, I'm not sure what the name of it is, but again if you go into my favorites, I'll leave the name of the tutorial, and watch her video on how to create these flowers. Now for this one, the black one, I did create that one myself, and it's basically almost the same as when you watch her tutorial. The only difference is that 1-inch ribbon, a cut at 2 1/4 inches, you'll want to take and singe all your edges because it will fray, and then what you'll do is you're going to fold them in half, and just like she does, you'll leave probably about a 2-inch tail of thread on your needle and thread, and then you're going to sew all 5 pieces onto your thread. And then when you get them all on, you're going to take and you're going to pull it, and that's going to form your flower and tie it nice and tight. And then just with your hot glue or whatever glue you choose to use, and adhere your pearls. Now this pearl here, what I did was I didn't have a red one, so I used red paint and painted that one. The hat pin, what you'll do with that is I just used a sewing needle pin that had a pearl on the end of it, and then I added the other 2 pearls, and also and just use your hot glue gun to adhere, you know, so it just puts them at the bottom of the hat pin. And this was cream color, and I painted it red. And then what I did was I took a 1-inch circle and adhered my feathers, and then I with my hot glue gun, and then I glued my flowers onto the circle, and then just put a little tiny bit of glue onto the hat pin and just put that in the back of the black flower. So for the 2 pieces here, all that is I just printed that out from my computer, and again I will leave the font name and the font size on my blog for you so you can put it in. And then what I did was I glued them onto a piece of paper, and then using a ripping technique I just ripped it off, and then used the Tim Holtz antique linen to distress all the edges, and then added the bling to the bottom. The Eclipse is welded together, but if you can't do that, then you could always just use your letters and print them out that way, or even do it on your computer would be another way, and just overlay, make one bigger than the other, and just overlay it. The Twilight Saga, this here, what I did with that was I used the circle punch and cut it out, and then cut it in half, and then again with the antique linen and distressed all the edges on that one. And for the Eclipse, the silver, I used the silver glitter paint, probably about 3 coats to give it a really sparkly look to it. So the fibers, what I did with that so that you can hang it up is I took 3 pieces of fiber and braided them together, and then before you glue your 2 tags together, you want to take and tape them on the inside, and then take and put your adhesive, whatever adhesive you decide to use, and then put them together. That way it gives it a very nice clean look. I didn't want anything sticking out from it. So that is pretty well it for this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Design Studio and show you how to put the stuff onto the mat and resize it. Okay? This is Microsoft Word, and what I'm just going to show you is this is the way that it's set up on my blog. Is you're going to go to page 34 in your user book. It's the hair, it's Edward's hair, it's headwear, and then it's button number 6, and for Design Studio, the size, the width, and the height. Okay, so over in Design Studio, first I'm going to show you in the booklet is you're going to go to page 34. It's the headwear right here, and then it's button number 6. So I number all my pages according to what the overlay is. So now once you go to Design Studio, I'm just going to quickly delete that. And it's headwear, so you're going to press that button. And then you're going to count over 6. And there's the hair. And then up here in the Properties dialog box, you're going to put in, for Edward's hair, 1.139. And then you're going to go over to the height and highlight that. Put .813. And then go to Apply. And that's going to make the changes for that. Okay, so basically you'll do the same thing for the rest of the items. And that's everything for today. Thanks for coming by, guys. Have a great day. Bye.